So the camera's just gonna stay like this for a little bit because they can't turn it around while I film, apparently. So I figured I'd do my quick little apartment tour video today because I'm waiting for 11 o'clock so I can leave and go do some last minute shopping with a friend. Um, so I'll do a little quick tour of my apartment because the Japanese apartments are a bit different than in America. More so the kitchen and the bathroom slash toilet area. Uh, so yeah, quick little thing before I start. This cool little feature is an intercom that you can see outside. I don't know how well you guys can see it, but yeah. So if there's any weird people at your door or anyone who you didn't expect to come, once they ring the doorbell, this thing will turn on, and then you can hear them talk without them pressing any buttons. But in order for them to hear you, you have to hit that button. So it's a pretty cool feature. I don't know if all the apartments have it, but I know at least the new Leo Palaces have it. And that is my apartment company is Leo Palace. A lot of people complain about them actually. They say that they're really small, like shoe boxes. I personally don't think they're small. For one person, I mean, compared to America, yeah, it's small, but what people got to realize that it's Japan and space is really limited as it is. So for and with the fact that almost all of the Leo palaces come with internet and come fully furnished for the most part. There's really no big appliances or anything that you have to buy besides a futon, or at least that I had to buy. Um, because as in my room, there's my bed. Most of them are raised up like this in the Leo palaces that I've seen. I guess it's probably just because of this extra storage area under here. Or you can hide another person underneath there too if you have someone stay over and they're not claustrophobic. So there's that, but I use it for my plastic garbage things. So here's my futon. Things in the futons in Japan are very thin. I really don't know the actual reason for this. Besides, in Japan they have a lot of humidity, so if you have a big mattress, there's really no way to air it out. Because in Japan, if you don't air it out, you will get a lot of black mold, which is always fun to deal with, and then you have to throw away whatever has the black mold on it. So if you hang your clothes out, or your futon out on these laundry poles, um, the poles are pretty cheap. I got that one for like 400 yen maybe. But in Japan, they do not have dryers. Basically, you hang your clothes out on there, or if it's raining, or if it's in the winter time, you hang them in the bathroom or a inside drying rack. I can't always hang mine out there because I'm on the second story and I'm right between the forest right there and my building, obviously. So it creates like a little wind tunnel. So if it's windy at all, my clothes tend to try to blow off. So that's not really fantastic because I'm on the second story. Um, so yeah, they don't believe in dryers here. I think some places might have one, but they're very, very rare. So if you ever come to Japan, do not count on having a dryer unless you are in a hotel. Let's see. Yeah, these things are like basically steps up to there, but also they open up, so they're little storage areas too for whatever else you have that you don't really want to use a lot. I used to use it for my little plastic thing, but then I got tired of lifting it open every couple minutes. Right there is a light switch for that light. It's basically like if you're reading in bed or whatever, because the other light switch is right there that turns on that big light, and the entryway light. Let's see. I have two closets. I only use one of them because I don't have a lot of clothes. I didn't really feel like bringing a whole lot of clothes over when I'm going to be wearing dress shirts and a suit pretty much every day, or at least during the week. So it's not a whole point to have a giant closet when I'm going to be working most of the time. Plus, it keeps me from having to buy too many of these things, and these are basically moisture catchers. Those little pellet-looking things in there trap the moisture, and I guess it does something down there. I don't really know. All I know is that they prevent me from having black mold on all my clothes. See, that right there is the aircon unit. It doles out heat, AC, and it also dehumidifies the room, which is very important in the summertime because it gets very humid in Japan, or supposedly gets very humid. It's actually really nice out right now. It's a lot less humid here than in America or Ohio, where I'm from in America. So it's been quite nice. I can actually breathe better here, which is kind of weird since it's supposed to be more humid and have more allergies. But hey, I'll take what I can get. Let's see, anything else in here? Not really. There's a little table, but I use it just for my my plethora of snacks that I always buy at 7-Eleven. And moving on, there's a connecting door that you can close first. So like if you have the air conditioning on or the heat on or the dehumidifier on, you're not going to waste as much electricity trying to heat 2 rooms when you're only in this one. So that's a pretty cool feature. You get a little mirror. Cool. Alright. The baby kitchen. So there's a creepy asylum looking light that kind of flickers on every now and then. So you have your sink, exciting, and you have your 2-burner little stove looking thing. Mine are electric. I think most of them are probably going to be electric just for safety purposes. In case you leave the apartment and, oh, I forgot to turn the gas off, and then you come back and your apartment is a hole in the ground. So I presume that's probably why they do that. Most of the apartments that I've ever rented, they've almost always been electric for that reason. In Japan, the drainage is less than spectacular. Basically, most, if not all, of the drainage pipes are like these little PVC pipes. So if you put anything down them other than basically water and biodegradable waste, or anything small, they will tend to get blocked up and then they will break somehow. And as you can probably guess, it's a lot of money to fix stuff like that. So almost every drain has some sort of drain catcher on it. The one in here is kind of a pain in the ass because you have to rinse out the little, there's really fine mesh grates on the sides of them, and they're real fun to rinse out. Up here is basically where I put my my dishes and whatnot. That's really the only use that I can think of for that, because pots and pans are obviously too big for up there. So that's probably where you will put your plates and cups like I did. Under here is where they have a little knife rack. You really only need one knife as long as you get a good one and you're good with knives. One knife can pretty much do everything. Let's see, you got my pots and pans. Most of it was dollar store. 100 shop is what they call it here, but it's basically the dollar store back in the US. That will be your new best friend in Japan because it is very cheap and the stuff is actually pretty good that you get from there. So it'll save you a ton of money if you come to live here for an extended period of time like I am. Right there is just my little baby sponges. I didn't want to get a big sponge and have to keep cleaning it and rinsing it out, cleaning it and rinsing it out, and blah, blah, blah. So I got those little baby square ones. Here's the fridge and the microwave. That is also a sweet reason with Leo Palace because I didn't have to buy either of them. Some of the other apartments that don't have Leo Palace in the area, the company that I work for uses Taisei Housing, and they basically, the rule of thumb with them is do not expect to have furniture at all. So a lot of them offer rental packages for furniture, so you don't have to go out and buy furniture if you only expect to live here for a year or 2 years or whatever. But if you're gonna live here forever, or for 5 years, 10 years, then hey, go out and buy whatever you want. But for those of us who are just doing it for a year or two just to experience Japan, renting is the best option. Or with Leo Palace, obviously, it's factored into the cost of the rent. I assume that could probably be used for pots and pans. I use it for spices and trash bags. So yeah, there's my little rice cooker. It's only a single person rice cooker because obviously I'm not a family of people, so I only need a single one, and it's much cheaper. Here is the pantry. So I've seen some people use it for their shoes. I use it because I actually have food and not just frozen stuff. So, yeah, I mostly make curry and miso soup because it's easy and it's pretty filling. Um, oh yeah, and obviously ramen noodles of some form. Here is what's called the genkan. In Japan, you take off your shoes in the entryway, and if it's your own apartment, you can walk around in socks or bare feet or slippers or whatever you want. But in most places, like schools or certain restaurants, you have to have inside shoes that have not touched the outside ground. I don't know what the actual reason is behind this, but basically, uh, this print's really common in Japan, and it's actually a pretty big insult to wear your outside shoes inside. Um, Most places, like if you're going somewhere public, you have to point your shoes so they're facing the door like that. Um, there's some sort of cultural rule for that. I don't really know what it is. But one, it's easier to get your shoes back on after you take your slippers off. Like at school, you'll have your dress shoes right there, or you'll have them in the actual shoe holder cubby things. There's various locks of some sort. I still have yet to figure out what the hell this thing does, but it spins. It really doesn't do anything to my knowledge. There's the mail slot. Can't really see it, but yeah, mail slot. So here is the washer. I really don't read a whole lot of Japanese, but I figured out what most of it does. It's basically off and on, start, how many liters of water. It's the only one that I have no idea what it does, so I don't touch it. Uh, I think that one is the type of wash. That one is how much detergent you put in, which it basically coincides with how much water you put in, so you really can't mess with it a whole lot. I don't really remember what both of these do, but yeah, they pretty much always all go on. Let's see. Here's a little rack. I just use it for miscellaneous storage, washcloths, uh, packaged detergent because it's a hell of a lot easier to use the packages than regular detergent. Uh, Here is the toilet. In a lot of places in Japan, the toilets are in a separate room. It's a lot of the times it has to do with just basically sanity. So it's a lot more clean if you have your toilet in a separate room because the whole feces particle thing. That's why you're not supposed to take your phone in when you go to the bathroom because then you're putting all those wonderful poop particles next to your ear, your mouth, whatever. So, yeah, little fun fact for all y'all. In Japan, with the Japanese toilets, they have these really awesome features. They have obviously, as a lady, so it's a lady spray. And that is the awesome butt spray. I would show you it, but basically, this little thing pops out of there, and that little archway looking thing, and it shoots a stream of water on your butt so it cleans you off. So you use a lot less toilet paper. It feels really weird at first, but once you get used to it, it's actually a lot better than using rolls of toilet paper. So, most of the seats with these things are heated too. I haven't really figured out how to turn the heated feature off just because it wastes electricity, but I'm sure it's one of those buttons. The green one turns the whole electrical feature off, so there's that. See that thing? It's a little hand washer, so when you flush the toilet, water comes out, and you can wash your hands with it. Pretty cool. Obviously, don't use soap because it just goes directly in the back of the toilet. And last but not least, the shower room. In Japan, most of the time, you'll have a shower room and sink room connected because basically in Japan, the whole room is designed to get wet. So obviously there's your shower, there's your big ass tub, which I actually fit in the tub, and I'm 6'3", so that's a pretty big tub because I can't fit in most tubs in America. There's a sink, I never use it. Also in Japan, these rooms get very wet, obviously, because the whole room's a shower. So you have to turn on these little dinky fans. Most of these will have some sort of rack in them to hang your clothes for when it's raining out or it's winter out. And then I just use it to hang my towels for now. Basically, that little thing goes from the spout to the shower head. And basically this thing controls the fan in there. That's regular fan. That is basically to dry it, so it's the heat. It's basically strong and weak, probably the same thing right there. That is cool. Don't really know why you'd want that, but hey. And that's to stop it actually. That one's to stop. That one changes the various speeds. Or no, sorry, that changes how many hours it is. So that's 5 hours, 4 hours, 3 hours, 2 hours, 1 hour, half an hour. If you're taking a shower, I always just turn the heat on, and then I keep it on 5 because it'll take a while for it to dry. And if you do not use that, you will get black mold very quickly, especially in the summertime. So that concludes this apparently 16-minute video. I'll do another video with some more little things later, but that's pretty much the overview of it. Some of the apartments will have these like security things. I don't really touch them. I don't know the hell they do, so I might get yelled at for touching it. Here is the aircon remote that I just thought to show you guys. A lot of them are going to be different, obviously, but that one is the dehumidify. That one's heat. That one's aircon. That's temperature up, temperature down. That one is stop. One of these is clean, but I obviously never mess with anything but that one lately. Just because I get hot when I sleep anyway, so it's easier just to have that thing on. I'm sure it wastes a lot of electricity, but yeah, if I sleep, no big deal. So I will end it there. Thank you guys for watching. I'll try to post videos every Saturday just because it's probably going to be the easiest day to do them because I'll have the most time. So thanks for watching, like I said, and have a lovely day. I know I will with how beautiful it is outside, so I'm going to go on a hike or something like that. Well, I still can until school starts. So yeah, thank you guys.